So, repairing the audio. I watched back the David Gamble episode. It was the last one we did like 3 weeks ago. And I noticed when Gamble was talking, he was looking down at the tabletop, and then he like pulls his hand away and everything. I forgot. So like, you see this blue that's like on the table right now?
Yeah.
That's epoxy. It's one part blue, one part epoxy. So when Gamble looked at that, he grabbed it. I was like, oh, shit. What did he think that was? Because I didn't tell him what it was. It's like, does this dude think I'm shooting porno in the fucking studio?
Like, what kind of lube is this?
Dude, I didn't catch it until the clip started dropping. I'm like, oh, this dude still thinks it's probably a cum shot.
Right? He's just like, what else do you do?
So that's my New Year's resolution, start shooting porn in here. So
Nice, nice.
So how's it been going, man?
Pretty good.
We had to get that recorded just so I could start covering my ass with Gamble too. He probably thinks I'm some like sex deviant now.
Probably. He has ADHD. It's okay.
That was a tough episode, man.
I love Gamble, yo.
I asked him a question. He turned it so hard with the ADHD that I forgot that I asked the original question. So I asked it again. So like, how was your first time? I was like, dude, I already told you. I look like a jackass now on this fucking podcast.
Thank God for editing, right? Like,
you can see it. It's all up still.
Oh, you just kept it.
Yeah.
That's great.
The cum shot on the thing, like all of the stuff. Like Gamble's would actually be an interesting watch because you see me stumbling as a host, and then you see him like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on this tabletop.
Sitting there, so yeah,
God, cough is killing me.
All right, doesn't help that this big ass eggplant's behind his head.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing too. I'm like, what's the math in his head right now?
He's like, I don't think he fully cleaned in here.
Yeah. I think I still have it, dude. Hold on.
Like, would it be weird to ask for hand sanitizer? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
could you explain this right fucking now?
Right. He's like, let me see the video. That's where. You pulling out a towel now?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Yeah, that's definitely skeet. Like, that's.
Yeah, so I just feel fucking awful.
You did have Nikki in here at one point too, so there's that.
Yeah,
so,
I think it was like 2 weeks before.
Oh God! You don't wash these seats, dude. Let me take a look.
Yeah. Let me take a sniff. Wait, what? That was an interesting episode. Holy shit.
She's cool.
I was trying to make sure I wasn't like that deviant asshole. It's like, hey, let's talk about sex. Like I had to like intertwine all those in there.
Yeah, but it's hard. Like, you're a porn star. Of course we got questions.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and she knows that, I would assume. Like,
100%.
Of course, especially like coming into the comedy scene and knowing that it's mostly guys.
Yeah.
And finding out what you do and what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So now you're going to either get half where they're trying to gatekeep and like, oh no, you do porn, you can't do comedy, or
which is idiotic,
right? Which is stupid. Like, or you're gonna get those who are invested but only in the porn.
And that's why I was making sure. I was like, all right, I don't want her to think that anytime like an adult entertainer comes over, I'm gonna be just like the sex deviant. Like, no, I gotta make sure.
Right. But you did good. You did good.
I appreciate it
because she is. I mean, I've seen her at the mics. I've seen her at a couple of different places.
Yeah.
So. I mean, she's doing the yard work for sure.
It was crazy when I asked her like her first time. She was like on 3E's. I'm like, oh wow, you are super new to this. 3E's only been open since 2020,
somewhere around there for a few years.
I think it was in the middle of COVID, which was it's surprising that they last as long as they did.
I think they moved. I don't even know. If
I think they're trying to be up near the academy now.
Yeah.
So.
I knew they had a building already. I just don't know.
Big E, fucking open that fucker up, man.
Right? Give us another spot.
We were talking about New Year's resolutions. We'd love to do more mics at a big place because I remember doing the mics there. Like that was the fullest room every time because it was like a legitimate comedy club doing like weekly mics.
Yeah.
Like we were starved for that shit. So
yeah, it gave you a chance to not like actually do comedy and have to talk over somebody.
Oh my god,
because that's like
talking over.
Yeah, because like those like bars and tavern shows that you know odd end shows that you get booked on, that has a way different like comedic timing to it.
Yeah,
because now
for the four drunk people in the audience,
right? You have to fight for their attention.
Yeah,
pretty much, as opposed to like when you go to like Looney's or like 3E's where it's set up for you to pay attention.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, talking about those like improv mics. Yeah, it's like all right, it's a legitimate bar. We'll just tuck you in the corner. Like, yeah, I like that center stage is legitimate, like the center of the room kind of thing. Yeah, it's. Yeah. I miss having like a legit comedy club weekly.
It does, but it shows how well your joke stands.
That's true too.
right? Because if it's not funny, they will not laugh, and that silence will carry for a minute.
And that's what I liked with 3Es. You had so many of the college kids coming in,
Yeah.
like wanting to consume comedy.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, if you fuck up in front of these people, you're not ready for like a legit audience yet.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Yeah, and I found that out pretty quick at 3s. Like,
right.
oh yeah, I'm not ready for legitimate audiences yet.
I actually found out there's most people who actually haven't been to like comedy shows. Like this is like around like last year or even this year. This is their first time going.
Yeah.
Because social media's been blowing up, and the problem with that is they think all of it's crowd work because a lot of the
Oh yeah, Matt Rife just fucking.
right. Don't get me wrong, shit's dope.
He's a
it's
killer.
It's dope, but you can't think that you're just gonna get viral as an audience member.
I think that's what Nikki was saying is like she thought like legitimately just go up there and just like riff off the top of your head like you can.
You can, but that takes
prepare
a minute.
to drown though
yeah,
too.
for sure. Not everyone hits.
You have any New Year's resolutions for comedy or any of the personal stuff?
Oh yeah, more recording.
Okay.
Last year I sucked at recording anything, like even just
doing voice recording, trying to
just video recording, just trying to catch a couple of clips or anything like that.
Okay, so you're doing more towards the social media, like actually getting something out there, or
just just getting to actually promote stuff and actually putting up jokes, so it forces you to write.
I like,
because I found out. I was talking to another.
You can move up on your mic.
Oh, sorry. I was talking to another comedian, Billy Anderson, and I don't know. I think you know him. He does the Gateway Show.
I haven't met him yet. Billy Anderson?
Yeah, really funny. Really funny.
Okay.
Out of Cali. I think he moved to Denver now.
Okay.
Or he's going to. But he runs the Gateway Show. And we were talking about it, and he started doing like clips and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, even if you think that like you tell one of your good jokes and now that it's on the internet, you can't tell it anymore. No, you can really recycle it and make it better. Because I was like, I have a couple of jokes that I went through that I like posted. I was like, oh, that was really good. And I don't even tell that anymore. Let me repost it.
Yeah.
I repost it, and then it just kept coming back. And I was like, oh, okay.
So that's actually what kept my podcast floating for those 2 weeks I was telling you about. Is I redid a clip of it's like my most viewed shit on all platforms.
Right.
What I just did is I put B-reel in it. It was about Led Zeppelin's like drummer. I was like, all right, cool. Let me just take some pictures of Led Zeppelin, pictures of John Bonham and everything. Re-uploaded it and got I think like twice the views. You're already talking about a clip that got 10,000 views. Now the new one's up to like 20,000 views in half the time. Like, might be something to this B-reel shit.
right. And then you also got to remember, people's attention span is real short now. So even if they do like the joke and they see it again, they be like, oh, I remember, and then they share it again.
Yeah.
So that's always a plus. Recycle them.
How you feeling about this TikTok shit? How we're talking about short form. It's supposed to be closed tomorrow.
We'll be all right. Like if you're in like my age area, like the between like 25, 35, you were there around Vine.
Yeah.
Right. And Vine was like the biggest thing where you had to literally get your point across in 6 seconds.
They got bought up by Instagram, right?
Yeah, or something like that, and then they like just shut it down. Then another app came. Like so my point is there's always another app.
Yeah.
They already have a couple like called the Red Note, Lemonade, and they're all trying to.
I think Red Notes through China. This thing is where there's smart people that are trying to break away from the Chinese-based stuff.
Yeah.
My thing is like, if TikTok was so strong, why isn't an American company just like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna just completely reproduce this instead of buying it, just reproduce it. I don't know what the fuck. Especially all these billionaires now, they're so fucking.
You would think
focused
somebody would have bought
social media,
right?
Like, whatever, man.
Right. And
I don't like how short it is though. Like for the longest time, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is why ADHD medication is like so popular now.
Right.
like the country. When was the last time, like before 2022, that you heard of the country running out of Adderall? Like literally every 6 months now, you're like pharmaceutical companies run out of Adderall.
Yeah, I just heard that's like someplace ran out of like IVs.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, what? How do you what?
Well, did you get whatever was going around during Christmas, dude?
No,
dude,
thank God. Thank God. I many people got
IV.
hit.
Yeah,
so many people got hit.
Well, that's what sucked. So I got sick over Christmas, like I always fucking do. As soon as I get time off from work, like the sickness finally wants to come in. But I was like, I was really planning on being strong with my New Year's resolutions,
Right.
doing like fitness stuff.
Yeah.
Comedy, I've learned my lessons. Like, just wait till you fucking retire. But, but getting sick along with fitness goals over New Year's, you're like, fuck, man, I'm really starting this with like a broken leg, basically.
Exactly. You're starting way below the pole.
Yeah.
Yep. But the good thing was because I had just had a baby, so I wasn't really out around people.
Okay.
So around Christmas, I was mostly in the house.
Wait till that kid gets to childcare, man. Bringing home
man.
shit all the time.
All the time. I'm like, why are you so infectious?
Yeah.
God. All right. And that's why I like my part-time job because my hands are always in soap. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Nice.
My hands
What's
are
your
always-
part-time right now?
Yeah.
What is it?
Bartending. I'm still.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
still-
You're constantly washing your hands.
Yeah.
Constantly touching cash, though, too.
Yeah.
So.
So that's why I was just like, it's an even balance.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm back to work full time now.
Okay.
You know, my regular job and then doing comedy and stuff. So
What's your regular job?
property management.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Walking in with your fancy Yankees shit.
Yeah, you know, I'm praying for a better year. We did really good last year, and then we fucked up. We
You're
lost
lucky
the
that
Dodgers.
I changed my town for sports and everything. So
because I flipped this table.
I was Boston up until this year. I'm like, you know what? I finally moved to Denver, into the Denver area. Denver needs to start being my like. I came across a coworker when I was living in New Jersey. He was absolutely adamant. Whatever town you grew up next to is the town that you have to ride or die for.
No.
And so I used to live in Germany for like almost 10 years. So he's like, why the fuck are you a Patriots fan? Da, 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 da. And I'm like,
Would you be a
sec.
Nazi?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go Nazis. Actually, that's more of a whatever. But
Turn on the showers.
I looked at Google Maps. And Gillette Stadium was like 100 miles closer than like all the Yankees and like all that shit. I'm like, all right, that's why. So now that I moved here, I've been here since like 2019. I'm like, you know what, man, I think because I'm trying to like start my life here, I'm gonna have to transition to the Denver crowd. Not this year though, because they got their asses handed to them in the playoffs.
Right. I was like, oh, that was bad. It was.
Yeah, that was almost a blowout, dude. Like, ouch. So
Well,
next year, that's when I'm gonna start my Denver.
They've had good games though, like crazy games. Because they, I think it was the Rockies in Boston actually. It was like 20-6 or something like that.
Fuck.
One game. Yeah, I was like, damn,
That's gonna be
never coming back here. It's a warm welcome.
Well, didn't they say the Rockies had like some of the lowest ticket prices like in the last 10 years? Because like people just won't show up to shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. And I've been in that stadium before. The parking and everything, they got it like pretty organized. I'm surprised.
Every
They
picture
got
I've
the shuttle
seen,
bus and stuff like that, and it's pretty easy to find it.
Yeah.
It
How many
does
games have you been to?
Oh, out here, 2.
Okay.
And then I've also, I've been up in Boston. I've been to Yankee Stadium.
Hell yeah. Okay, so you're like a legitimate like baseball fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's like, all right, whatever team is associated with Boston, now it's gonna have to be every team that's associated with Denver.
Oh okay.
Like, cause I love watching baseball highlights.
Right.
Like, there's no getting away from that athleticism.
But the game takes forever.
98% of the games is watching these guys like fucking picking at their ball sack. You're just like, come on. Dude. That's what I love about Formula One is at least we're doing 200 miles an hour while nothing's going on. Like,
Yeah, but if you blink, then someone could die. Like, and you missed all of it. At least with baseball, you can go grab a snack real quick.
Dude.
Maybe go take a little weed break or something, come back, and
since
you
I've
didn't
been
miss
30
much.
years old, I can't do that, man. I can't sit around and do nothing. Like, I either have to be writing, I have to be working. Like, I can't burn 2 hours like that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, especially when, all right, if at 2 hours, again, 200 miles an hour, cool.
Right.
But if in 2 hours it's still 0-0 or 1-1 or something, and we're still trying to like get these innings to like find out who's gonna win this shit, come on, dude. Like,
That's why you gotta get up and take a break.
fuck that.
You need to try new drugs, David. That's what you need.
I
You
will
need
in
to try
2
new
years.
drugs. Yeah, in 2
I
years.
just passed my 18-year mark yesterday.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm about to do all the drugs.
Yep. And in 2 years, I know a guy.
I want to work up the DMT. I've heard so much cool shit about DMT. I'm not going to jump into the deep end, though. It's probably going to be like 2030 by the time I do DMT.
That's gonna be crazy. It'll probably be legal by then.
That's what I'm thinking, too. Especially if Rogan's that connected to Trump.
That's.
Like,
I actually started watching that podcast.
Rogan's podcast?
Well, just mainly just that episode that Trump was on.
That did 25 million views in 24 hours, dude.
Oh, of course it was.
It was like light
Of
speed.
course. I mean, but yeah, it's just Trump because he did the same thing with Andrew Schultz. I mean, that
He
one
also blew that one up, too?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's
I
what
have a
happens. You know, you're
feeling-
running for president, or and you
Yeah.
won at this point. You know,
I have a feeling that's why Trump won so strong.
Mm.
Was he was going to the podcast that matters. Like, there was an open invitation for Kamala, and she didn't take. I'm like, I think she still would have lost, but it would have been a much closer decision if she actually did Rogan at a minimum.
probably. But then a lot of the media fooled him because they were just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be a real close race," and she lost.
Dude, she lost bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
And
At least with Hillary, she won like the popular vote. Like, it was that close.
Right.
Kamala's like, eh.
Right. Yeah, I was just like, but even with both of them, I just was like, nobody answered any questions that needed to be answered.
That's the thing too, is in politics now, we're so attuned now to just a politician completely changing the subject.
Oh yeah.
But like, what's your view on abortion? It's like, well, the border.
Yeah.
No, it's actually about abortion, dude.
Right.
But we're so used to that now.
Right.
That, like, who knows what a Kamala episode would have looked like on Rogan?
Right.
Especially because she was even worse with like you can see the mechanical things in her head.
Right.
Like when you asked Hillary an uncomfortable question, she like sat there for a second and computed.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala's took a lot longer. We're like, come on, man. Like, how many filters do you have to run this shit through before you want to give the answer?
Well, she has to get through her fucking 2-minute sheep laugh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? I need you to answer the question, man. I'm running out of tape here. Like,
Yeah, like, this is an hour-long podcast.
Right.
You just laughed for 30 minutes straight.
for real.
What's crazy to me is, like, I know to run for president, you have to have a fucking ego. What's crazy is after Kamala lost, Joe's like, oh, I would have won that if I kept in the race. Like, dude, you would have lost probably even worse. Like,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think anybody would. You would have probably been the first president ever to get 0. Like, just
what
nothing.
yeah.
That would have been wild.
What I love is when people are like, oh, I'm voting for this person because, like, they seem humble. Like, you have to be a fucking sociopath to run for president. Like,
Yeah, you got to be some type of crazy.
yeah. As much as, like, I loved Obama's years, at the end of the day, he still has the ego to think he can run a country. Like,
I don't have that much confidence. I'll
Nah.
push the button. Like, I couldn't.
no, fuck no.
End it.
Like, all right, if you vote for me for president, it's gonna be a dozen of my smartest friends like,
Right.
trying to get me through this shit.
Yep.
Like, I guess that is what a cabinet's for, though. is-
Yeah. And I'd still turn to ChatGPT. Like,
Dude, I'm starting to get real comfortable with ChatGPT, man.
exactly. I just started using it.
It's now part of my like when I. Let's see. Yeah, literally as soon
That's
as I
crazy.
click on that, like it's my home screen now.
That's your first.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to
that's-
start college, man. So who knows how many college papers are going to start on ChatGPT?
Right.
Like,
Oh, those professors are already on there.
I don't want to copy and paste it, but at least be like, all right, give me an outline of this, and then cool, I'll use like the main points and construct my own shit.
No.
But like, I'm getting tired of just thinking for myself.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think everybody's on that train now. It's just like I'm not thinking for myself.
Well, with like AI right now, it's the reason why my podcast is taking off so much. Is I'm literally letting the AI do all the editing for the shorts. It's like I'm so done with just sitting there for an hour and like, all right. Do I
So
think
I'm going to be
is
white
good?
this episode, is what you're saying.
No, you're going to be neatly cut into 60-second bits.
Hey, okay.
That's the promise.
All right, good.
I love it.
That's so
How
funny.
much stuff are you using for AI? Like, what are
I actually haven't used much for it. Like, I mean, outside of the little funny videos I made or something like that, not much. I just kind of watch and enjoy. I like when people do it for music. Like, I've been seeing a lot of like.
I love when they like overlap like pre-existing stuff. Like, was it 50? They put a 50 Cent on a country album.
Yeah.
It was, I can't remember.
Oh
the name
yeah,
of
they
shit.
do that. They'll turn like new songs now into like 70s and 80s songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's kind of cool because some of it slaps. I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is great.
It's crazy
What have I missed?
I feel like you really have to be a solid musician to even do that. Take pre-existing stuff and overlap it. I think even then you have to be a pretty solid musician to understand the mechanics of that too. It's like, okay, the time signature works, like all of these things match up.
Yeah, you get there. It's easy, but it like to create it That's the hard part. But to actually do something like that's like pre-created and try to match it, it's way easier.
Yeah.
Way easier.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. But it's so dope. I love it.
Well, also love with AI though is because I'm trying to be a lot more methodical with like the podcast now. So I would love to hit 1,000 for like New Year's resolution, hitting 1,000 subscribers this year.
Nice.
What I'm doing now is like every week now, I'm asking AI like what's the most searched things between these 2 dates. And you know, actually Monday. So there's 3 things going on Monday: Martin Luther King Day, inauguration, and then something called Blue Monday. Apparently, it's the most
epoxy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's cum. No.
Got it. So in a nutshell, we're fucked. Is what you're saying.
I consume a lot of blue dye, and then
you know they just banned red dye, right?
I fucking love it, dude. I hope we start filtering out a lot more of that.
I wonder how the Bloods feel.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. They're gonna have to change it up, man.
That's crazy. They're gonna go to maroon.
But with the Blue Monday, apparently it's the most depressing day of the year, which I think is hilarious.
What, Monday or just Blue Monday?
Blue Monday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
apparently it's what's the day? The 20th.
Yeah.
20th of January is apparently Blue Monday every year.
I can see that now.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin Luther King Day, that just reminds you of the day he got assassinated.
Yeah.
Like
Country wasn't ready for those kind of amazing thoughts.
Right. And then Trump's back in office, so you know.
Yeah. So it's a legitimately Blue Monday.
It's gonna be a Black Monday.
What's crazy is I remember when Trump was ramping up for this election, he was starting to say that he did better numbers than Martin Luther King. It's like, dude, I think you lost the fucking plot if you're like comparing those sizes.
Right.
The guy's literally was the Million Man March, I think, is where the I Have a Dream speech comes from.
Yeah, he was like, my inauguration had more people than the Million Man March. It did huge numbers.
Even if it did, it's like
why would you compare
the
those
social relevance of this? Like literally equal rights compared to your stupid speech. Like,
right.
Why are you comparing those two?
Right.
Like even if Martin Luther King had 3 people show up,
right.
It's still more significant than any inauguration.
Right. I had more people show up for my comedy show than I've seen in Walmart any day. Like, why?
Who gives a shit?
You're right. Good job.
Oh my God. Do you think the government killed Martin Luther King?
Kinda.
Think so?
Kinda.
Wasn't the CIA was trying to use like adultery or something to get him to like kill himself?
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah, they were trying to frame him for everything and just blow up, but like try to defame him.
Yeah, and we wonder why like the trust in the government is still because that was like what the 60s, I think.
63.
Yeah, they're like, why don't we trust the government? It's like, well, that happened 60 years ago. Like, think of all the crazy shit since then.
One of them in the 60s.
Yeah,
it was close to when JFK got assassinated too, I think.
What a rough fucking decade.
Right. Headshots all around. No one was missing. It was look at where we came now.
Then it ends with like the Vietnam War.
Nick somebody's ear and hit somebody who wasn't even supposed to be.
And what a crazy shot to miss too.
Right.
Like 150 yards.
This is the time you miss. Like if you have the quote unquote high powered rifle, as they say, probably should know how to use one.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Well, I heard with the kid in school, like he was actually kicked off the team or he didn't make the team because he sucked that much. If you can't make that shot, it definitely checks out. But apparently that's why so there's the inauguration, I guess, is moving indoors because of the temperatures. But they're also like, oh, it's coincidental that it also makes it easier for security.
It does.
Yeah. I'm also hearing though that not all the hotels sold out in that area, in the DC area. Apparently, that's like a big indicator of how many people are going to show up to like the outdoor inauguration. So yeah, there's a bunch of conspiracies of like, why did he move it indoors? Was it the assassination attempts?
Yeah, he's trying not to get shot at again.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't want to be embarrassed. Like he's really got to think about crowd sizes, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know, but if you win by a landslide, I'm sure like people will shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody voted for you, so like you gotta.
What's funny is looking back is like I don't know anybody that voted for Joe. Like,
yeah, I don't know too many people outside of just saying, "Oh, lesser of two evils."
Yeah,
no one actually wanted to.
Yeah, I don't see anybody with like the Joe Biden like or Kamala like having any of the flags out there and like. How
I've seen a bumper sticker.
It is hilarious. Seeing
but
those
that's
stickers
about
now.
it.
I saw a Biden Harris sticker.
Right.
Recently. But I haven't seen a Harris sticker.
Yeah, but you'll never see anybody. You'll never see like a merch push from any president ever before, now, or after than Trump.
Dude.
Ever.
Dude was selling fucking Bibles, man.
Right.
Like the balls of that alone.
But you gotta realize this is also the first celebrity that we put into the office.
You think so?
Yes, he was famous before he became president.
Reagan, though. Reagan was a legitimate like Hollywood celebrity.
Yeah, but look how that turned out. Like Trump's like they missed apparently.
There's assassination attempt too. He actually got hit. I think he took one to the ribs or the chest or some shit. Reagan did.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
But we can all agree Reagan was shitty. Well, like,
yeah.
there's some people on the other side. Like, there's no one that's like, oh, I like Reagan. Never heard of it.
Yeah, there's no middle ground with Reagan.
Nah.
It's either he was it's cult of personality or he was like, the Republican Jesus, basically.
Right.
And it's basically the same thing with Trump.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they
not too many middle ground people on Trump.
No. I'm one of those.
I'm middle ground guy?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, yeah, he says some fucked up shit. But
I'm rooting for the country.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I do not like him, but at the end of the day, I'm not
I don't want him to
root.
lose.
Yeah.
Then we all lose.
Exactly. Like,
if you're going to win right. Win for us.
Exactly. It's
all
weird, though. He's wanting to like change the name of the Gulf of Mexico. He's wanting to incorporate Canada into the country. Greenland.
We're just going to buy Earth.
Yeah.
We'll
so
just
make the
control
world
everything.
great again? Like,
Right. Like, okay, dude.
this is going to be so fucking interesting, dude.
Right. Like, can you just fix the cost of living, please? Like, at
be
some
nice.
point. I'm trying to buy a house, dog.
I think it's going to require a presidential level thing is, like banks own like a third of like privatized housing. They need to like break away from that shit. Like you got to think here, the homeless situation, rent is so fucking high. Like we literally need somebody to come in and be like, all right, all banks need to sell their property in this amount of time here. It's like there's so many homes, like especially in this town. Like, you can literally throw a rock in any direction and hit a fucking construction area for new housing.
Yeah, now. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm
But
like, all
good
right,
luck finding a house that's decent for like less than $500,000 around here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Now it's been When I first moved out here, I mean, houses that were around even this area were like maybe low threes.
when did you get here?
11.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Like it was like maybe like high twos, low threes.
Yeah.
Now they're $500,000.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like the houses, especially in this area, dude, you're not finding anything for less than like $550,000.
Nope.
Like it's ridiculous, dude. Imagine trying to buy a house in LA right now, though.
It'd be half off.
Yeah. Like a house this size. This is 3,200 square feet. It's like a $3 million house in the Palisades.
Oh,
dude.
damn.
Like, yeah.
3,200 square feet. I wonder what that feels like.
It's pretty fucking nice.
Right.
I mean, hell, I got a studio in the fucking
Right.
basement.
My
Like,
pipes shake. Fuck you. I live in somebody's closet. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but it's not too bad. I have more like vertical space.
Yeah.
than horizontal space.
Have you seen those houses? They're off of Woodman, where it's like townhouses. They're like 3 stories, 4 stories high.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being in something that narrow, especially at that price. Because I was thinking about selling this house and moving to a smaller house.
No, don't do that.
One of those is more expensive than this shit here.
Yeah. Just keep what you got.
Yeah.
This is comfortable.
Especially
Trust
at
me,
my
'cause
interest rate, too.
Oh, for sure. Because guess what? You won't get it again.
No. You'll never see 2s in our lifetime ever
No.
again, dude.
Nah. We'll be, at least 90 by that time.
Probably.
And it'll probably be worse.
Do you think we're going to have a country in 90 years?
Not a solid one.
How do you think we break up? North, south, east, west?
I don't know. I think
Coasts?
it might just go into regions.
Yeah.
And we might go back to like the Oregon Trail type.
That'd be kind of cool. People dying of dysentery and shit.
Right. Right. You get bit by a rattlesnake. No one's coming to help you. We're just going to go back to the old ways.
I like it.
Sell furs for what you need. Like,
Life before the internet. I think that'd be fantastic, dude.
ooh, I don't know if anybody can handle that.
I don't think so. I think there'd be a lot of dead people because we don't have like basic like skills anymore.
Yeah, and most
Like
people
I don't know how to
can't-
grow food.
That's crazy. You should. You should. I actually want to do that. Like when I get space, I want to be able to like have chickens and stuff.
No,
The
chickens I can't do, man.
Oh, why not? Because that. Well, I mean, think
The
about
smell.
it. Put them far away.
I don't have that much property.
And that's exactly what you need to work for. That's what you get a big enough property, you can get you some chickens.
When I
then you got
graduated
chicken, you got
high
eggs.
school, we were right across the way from an industrial chicken farm.
Oh God, that smelled like shit.
Lord. When the wind shifted, you knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, well, time to go home.
Yeah, that's how New Jersey smells all the time.
Yeah.
That's for real. I actually just started writing. I was actually just talking about Jersey and stuff like now in my jokes too. Just started bringing that like more personal stuff about it coming out, and I always say that too. It's like if you have to, he was like, you don't want to go visit a place where you walk out and check your armpits like every time you step outside.
Me or is this the air?
You're just like, no, that's not me. I'm like, yeah, don't go there. No. Plus, the white people are cooler in Colorado, so that's all right.
What was weird is when I lived in New Jersey, I thought it was the scariest place in the world to drive. Then I got here, I'm like, oh, Jersey's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it still sucks, but it's
what I like with Jersey is it's scary because of the speed and the confidence that they have. Because they'll change lanes like
and they'll do it. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But I've never really seen an accident. I never really drove up on an accident in New Jersey.
Right.
Here,
Their confidence
every
is
other
proven.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other day, you were driving up on like crashing an intersection. Like, you know, when a light switches to yellow, it's a good idea to yield, not speed up. Not around here. Like, there's so many people getting
Not in
T-boned.
Jersey either.
Yeah. Well, I think with Jersey, especially the area like we were in, was the not the highways, but like the medium-sized roads. The pedestrian lights had the countdown, so you knew exactly when that light was going to go yellow.
Right.
I wish that was like nationwide.
Right. They have something like that out here, kind of.
Somewhat.
It's
but
just
not
more
as
like that
prevalent.
flashing lights or whatever. Like, hey, be prepared to stop.
I do like that.
I do like that.
But I wish we saw like a timer.
Ugh.
It's like before the
You
lights.
need a clock.
Yeah, man. Like that's what I loved about New Jersey. It's like, all right, I got 10 seconds before this turns yellow, so I can like fucking fly through. Now, if it's like less than 5 seconds, all right, maybe I need to entertain like stopping.
Yeah.
But like here, dude, people don't give a fuck.
No, those just fly right through.
Anytime I'm at a red light, as soon as it turns green, I look left, I look right, and I look left again. Because there's so many people that get T-boned in this fucking town.
I've never met so many Colorado natives that don't know how to drive in snow. It's wild.
Really?
Yeah.
The natives?
Yeah, you live here.
What the fuck?
You were born in it.
Yeah.
Bane? Like, what the?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you
this
think
is
the
just,
snow is your friend?
right. Like, this is your natural habitat, and you don't know how to act. Like, why are you here?
It's fucking wild, dude.
Right. Like, it's, oh, man.
What drives me nuts, not really the snow, it's cool. I'm doing the speed limit 5 over, and there's still like people like a bat out of hell passing around, and it's always the Dodge Ram drivers, dude.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
One of these days, I'm just gonna pull out in front of one of those assholes. Like right as they're speeding by,
Right.
it's
When
like,
you need an insurance claim.
yeah,
Like, let
I'm
me just
coming
go.
over.
For sure. Oh, man. I'm so glad I got a bigger vehicle now because I used to have like a 99 Pontiac Sunfire.
Ooh,
Two-door.
small, little
Small. And I'm 6'2".
thing. Holy
So
shit! Yeah,
it looked like
crammed in there.
Right. I mean, I had space, but I didn't have space for anybody
No.
else. It was a Formula One car. I was just in there by myself. Oh, my God. But you know what's crazy about that? That was a beast in the snow.
Really?
Yes.
Was it stick shift? Was
No.
it- really?
No. I just had great brakes and great tires. It goes a long way, people. I'm
Good
telling
investment.
You,
Tires.
I'm telling you, if you just buy all your tires at once, you just got to save up for it. It'll be the best thing you do.
Hell yeah.
It just sucks that when one gets punctured, and then
Yeah. I had a tire get punctured. Had like less than 3,000 miles on it. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
So I just had that happen. I was hot.
These fucking potholes and shit out here.
Right. I was like, how did the sidewalk get fucked up that bad? Then I had to ask my baby mom, like, what curb you hit?
Yeah, it's your fault.
It was. It was. It sure was.
Damn, dude.
It sure was. She don't know how to drive.
I miss driving in Germany because it's actually by law that you have to have winter tires and summer tires.
Oh, wow.
And then, like, so if you're sitting at a stoplight and you get rear-ended and it's winter and you're wearing your summer tires, you will also get a fine and that penalty or when the punishment comes down for everything. Like, they're that strict with it.
I don't put it past them.
No.
It sucks that every time you bring, I have a cousin that lives out in Germany too, and a friend that lives in Frankfurt. But every time like somebody brings up Germany, it's just Nazi shit in my head every time. And it's kind of like if you see somebody with a turban at an airport, you don't say it, but your first thought is,
9/11.
I hope it's not my plane. Like, it sucks. And, like, you don't want to feel like a bad person, but that's the initial thought. You're like, I hope that's not my plane.
I hate it with the Germany. So I was
so
born
funny.
in Germany. I
Right.
spent 12 years total in Germany. Like, I know actual Germans.
Nice.
So it sucks, like, when I come back to the States and I speak so highly of Germany. And, like, I get it. They did some really fucked up stuff back in the 40s.
Right.
We've done fucked up stuff since, like, the 60s.
We've
so,
done
like,
fucked up shit yesterday.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's-
That's like us going, like, into Germany and they're still like, oh, yeah, you guys still segregated? Like, no, that ended in the 60s. Like,
right. Like,
granted, it's not as
crazy.
bad as the Holocaust, but,
Right.
like, we've moved
I
on
can agree with that.
to, like, you know, war on terror stuff. That's how
Right.
we get judged now.
Yeah.
Like, we're the ugly Americans with that. But I don't know if they're ever going to shake that shit, the Nazi shit.
Oh, no. No. Every country has its problems.
Yeah.
We'll never shake slavery. They'll never shake the Holocaust. It's like, it's never, you know, Godzilla's still a thing in Tokyo. So here's
When's that movie coming back out?
Right.
I didn't like the new one
No.
with Bryan Cranston.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah, you got to keep Heisenberg alive.
It was a little weak as far as even just like the action. It was just weak.
Yeah.
I just wasn't like,
I'm getting
it
so
was
burnt out
dull.
on CGI though. It's
That-
like, can we stop with the CGI?
they did better when they weren't trying so hard back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah,
Because like if you think of like the Matrix movies and stuff.
they did get a little ridiculous in the second and the third.
Oh,
but the
yeah.
first one was pretty good with like the CGI.
Right,
it
but
was,
even-
subtle
Yeah.
ish.
Or I like CGI where it's very simple. Like a movie like Ted, where you have to CGI a bear into something.
Yeah,
That's cool. Everything else is real.
Yeah.
But when it's like 98% CGI, I'm like, okay.
I think George Lucas is the one we can blame on that.
Mhm.
Coming out with like the, I guess it's the prequels now. It was like episode 1, 2, and 3, where like half of that stuff was like on a green sound stage,
Mhm.
where like nothing was real. I think that kind of like got us into like, oh, you can make everything like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Mm.
There's some entire scenes where it's like 5 minutes long. There's nothing real in it. It's literally just
True.
CGI and shit. Like I can't connect to that shit anymore.
True. Well, you don't have to put anybody in costumes anymore.
No, that's the thing too. Like Iron
Even though-
Man.
yeah. Now
Like
that
that
I mean,
was all just like CGI with that shit.
Yeah, but I understand because like especially with like Iron Man's character, he gets smarter over time.
Yeah.
So obviously he learns from his mistakes, and obviously Iron Man's not real. So you got to kind of fuck around and do some shit.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that your tracksuit turns you into Iron Man just by pulling on the drawstring.
Well, I can understand like the transition to the suit. Okay, that needs to be CGI. 'Cause there's like nanotechnology.
Yeah.
But like once it's transitioned over to the suit, like I wish he wore like the actual,
An actual suit.
Yeah.
Ooh, do you think it would transfer over well though, as far as the look, from just like the naked eye? That's
When
the
you're
thing.
throwing millions of dollars at that CGI, make it fucking happen.
Make
Like
it
stay in the studio until it looks right. Like
just make a real suit at this point.
yeah.
make a
How is
real
it like the CGI from like Jurassic Park still stands up to like 2025? Like
Yeah,
there is
well.
some clunky parts, like when they're doing like the Stegosauruses in the lake, it look
Yeah.
really bad. But like when they're hiding it in the rain, that's what I like. This is what Jurassic Park is. They still tried to hide the CGI.
Yeah.
Where with now they're just blatant. Like here's the CGI. It's like bukkake. Like it's in your fucking face.
Just
like,
take it.
Fucking
We
hate
would have
it.
did a full animated, but
Like
here's this.
Gladiator 2, perfect example.
Oh, that was good.
The first movie, the CGI was like for the architecture, but like that lion, the tiger that was in that,
Oh,
completely
yeah.
real. Where like as soon as I saw that rhinoceros, like in the trailer, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm ever gonna see that movie.
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was good.
How about that CGI though?
You get past it.
Nah, I don't want to hear that.
No, because it's like there's so like the action was really good. Like it's like a glimpse. It comes and goes. It comes and goes because the fighting was so good in that.
I might watch it for free. I don't think I'm gonna rent it.
Watch it for free.
Yeah. Who's gonna have the rights for it? Netflix, Hulu, like HBO probably. HBO always grabs up the new stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it with that.
Yeah, you're still paying for it.
Well, maybe. I may or may not have somebody's ID.
You're gonna pay for it later.
Yeah.
You're either gonna be like, "This was a great movie," or "This is a waste of shit." Like,
It's,
I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
if it's the CGI is too blatant in the trailer, I usually pass now. I'm
You wanna
getting
know?
that old.
You want to know a CGI movie I just saw? Actually,
What's that?
Sonic 3.
Wow. They're up to 3 now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember when the first one came out and like the pre-production and shit.
We bullied the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Sonic looked like a full-on crackhead.
Yeah.
When he first was like, yo, why are his eyes so little?
I don't know why you would take such an established brand and try to change it.
Yeah, that was wild. He was like, no, change it back.
Yeah.
Change it back. What's with his hands? I don't like that. Like,
Was he not even wearing gloves?
no.
Like-
No. It looked like hedgehog hands. And I'm like, okay,
Ugh.
I need you to fix this, please.
Did you see, was that Avatar 2? You want to talk about CGI? Jesus Christ.
You know what's crazy? I remember seeing it, but I don't.
It's not memorable.
Right. I remember the first one.
Yeah, everybody remembers. Especially if you saw it like 3D.
Yeah.
It's like, boom.
Yeah, I remember the first one. The second one I watched it, all I can remember was a big ass tree.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
that was it.
water people with
Yeah.
the weird fins and
It's
shit.
the
Like, what
water
the
people.
fuck, man?
First off, the whole thing was weird.
Yeah.
But I just don't remember it. And I've only watched it once. I probably should watch it again, but I'm like, with a movie that's over like 2 hours long now, you're like, it has to be really good for you to watch it over.
It wasn't memorable the way the first one was.
No,
Like,
the first one was dope.
I remember I went and saw the first one like 2 or 3 times in IMAX, 3D IMAX.
Because that first
too.
one was crazy.
Holy shit! Especially when they took down like the tree, those explosions and everything with an IMAX sound system, like you felt it like in your chest, and
vibrating. Yeah,
Shit. Oof. I heard Oppenheimer had 0 CGI, which I don't know how you pull that off. I still gotta see that. Yeah. Yeah, apparently like the explosion and everything, like that was somehow like camera effects, but not true CGI.
Yeah. Shout out to Cillian Murphy because
Dude,
that movie made me watch Peaky Blinders.
I need to get into that.
Oh man, that is the wildest. That's the wildest shit I've ever seen. Like that was so good. That was so good.
Gotta see it.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy just looks like a villain anyway. So the fact
He's such a chameleon, dude.
Right.
He can do like really gentle characters, but he just do straight psychopaths.
yeah, no, this dude's
Him and
is a demon.
I think it's Red Eye. Have you ever seen that? It's an old movie of his. It's somebody doing like a red eye like overnight flight. And Cillian Murphy's like the bad guy in that. Ooh, he's fucking weird in that one, dude.
Yeah. Kind of like this. He like, do you want to talk about 100% gangster?
Hell
Yeah.
That's such an interesting because like you see gangster movies, it's usually like the Italian mob and shit. To see something go back, it's like the late 1800s I think is when.
Early 1900s.
Yeah, it'd be good to see that. I gotta get into that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yellow Jackets is what I just jumped into. Have you seen that?
I've heard about it, but
Yo, I've only on like episode 3 or 4. Like that shit's crazy as fuck.
Damn.
It's high schoolers in the 80s, I think. 80s or 90s. Crash in the woods, and basically they have to survive for like a year and a half. But it's 2 timelines. It's now like modern day where everybody's getting asked questions, but the kids were so super secretive about like what happened. So like they flash back and forth to like the present day and all this. Those kids were like killing each other in the woods and shit. Dude, the show is insane.
Swan go in the woods.
Yeah, it's a soccer team. Like so they all know each other.
Oh, okay.
But like the riffs that happened as a team, now that they're out in the woods, like saying, fuck you and everything, like it's legit.
Yeah, because like that, the woods is just not a good place to be.
No.
Never. There's not one movie where you're in the woods and it was a good turnout.
Yeah.
Like it was a good turnout. Never.
Did you ever read Lord of the Flies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some wild shit with those kids.
Yep. And then I just watched what was it last year? Midsummer, I think it was called.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, that
looks wild.
Isn't
that like they go out
they're like in Sweden or something, go backpacking in Sweden or something, because
some like creepy white people shit, isn't it?
Yeah. I was look, man, I was trying not to say it, but I know you're with me, but yeah, it's full on white people shit. I said there should be no reason why this is happening out here.
Well, when too many white people get together, some bad shit happens.
Y'all just get bored. Y'all just get bored. All
right, what we're gonna do today?
All right, let's cook up Joe.
Tune up the banjo.
Right. All right, Bobby Lee, come marry your cousin. Like, I don't know what the thing meant. Let's go for a walk. That shit is insane. I was like, I can't.
Isn't it like I'm trying to remember the trailer. It was like it was creepy enough from like, nah, this is too much for me. But isn't it like they're trying to like turn like the chick or some shit
into like their queen essentially?
Yeah.
But I missed all of that because I was brought into it because I was just happened to walk in the room and my baby mom was watching it.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
And
When we come in a movie halfway through.
Yeah, she's like, "Come on, watch it," and I'm like, "No, because you watch spooky shit all the time. And
Yeah.
it's not even like scary. It's just weird."
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, I'll watch it. And at the end of that, I was just like, all right.
What the fuck do you have me watching?
Yeah, you're not allowed to pick nothing else. And then, I don't know if you've seen the show, it's on Netflix called Baby Reindeer. She showed me that too. And I was just like, yo, you're never allowed to show me. I'll never listen to you to watch anything ever again.
She watched like a lot of serial killer shit too. Like
apparently, but it was just more like in a weird way. It wasn't like suspenseful or thriller in the sense of like trying to stop the serial killer. It's always some backwoods weird shit. There's always got to be some type of ritual, some sacrifice or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just like, I was like, this is what she get for playing with tarot cards and rubbing crystals and shit. I'm like, okay.
Did you ever play Silent Hill?
Have I ever played it?
Yeah.
No.
So that's the same thing as like this odd like religious sect. Like you have to like decipher like what the fuck they're doing. Silent Hill is a really good like story arc. Like going back and playing, I think the first one's actually being redone on PlayStation. I think it's already out. Like trying to play that on the original PlayStation, those graphics are too clunky now to like, appreciate the story.
Right.
I would think like replaying it with like modern graphics. It's a really good one though. But like you basically stumble into a cult of basically white people doing crazy white people shit. Because like they were worshiping like death or something.
And y'all are afraid of us. That's what I'm trying to figure
man.
out.
Oh my
we just
God.
want to cross the street.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to take over territory.
I love how we're doing this on Martin Luther King week too.
Oh, for sure.
You white people are still creepy.
For sure. Look, we're trying. Okay. We're
No
trying.
lies. No lies so far.
Right. It should be hilarious from a distance. But I'm like, yep, y'all got that. Way over there. I'm going to stay where there's concrete. I'm not going in the woods.
Yeah. Especially if banjos are prevalent in the area. That's a
I'll leave a concert if I see a banjo.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's Mumford and Sons. Let's get the fuck out of here. Actually, I'm even the same way. Like, I hate country music. So.
Oh, really?
I despise it.
Ugh. I like some.
Ew, really?
It all depends. It just has to sound good. I don't really have a criteria.
Well, that's
for
my
it.
problem. Is I love listening to the the instruments. As soon as I hear that fucking white boy like voice, I'm out.
Yeah, my 6-string and my big green truck.
Boom. Ejection seat out of here. Boom.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah. Hate that shit.
It is so stereotypical too, because I just like even when I remember when Kane Brown came out, like when he was first popular, and I didn't know that he was a black man because I wasn't really paying attention. I just happened to listen to it, and I was like, I like the song or whatever, and then I like saw him, and I was just like, that's not what I was thinking.
Not at all.
That's not what I was thinking. Kane Brown and Patrick Mahomes look related now that I.
What are the names? I gotta get these names straight.
Now that I think about it,
I gotta start putting.
I was like, I mean, they're both beige, so just how it works. But they do definitely look related now that I think about it.
Trying to get my Google to work here. There we go. Boom. What are the names you're saying?
Oh, Patrick Mahomes and Kane Brown.
Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes playing for that. And what was the other name?
Kane Brown.
Kane.
Kane. Uh-huh.
K-A.
Whoever thought that a black man would teach a white man how to spell and read?
Oh
so
yeah,
that's Kane Brown, yeah.
That's a country singer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah.
Odd.
Odd is the word.
What threw me off? Do you know that song? Was it "Come and Get Your Love"?
Come and get your
Yeah.
love.
Have
Yeah,
you ever seen the band that plays that?
Yeah, they're native.
Yeah, I had no fucking idea. Like I was
Crazy.
always
It don't
singing.
sound like it.
No, not at all.
But then when you see them do it, now that hey, it makes way more sense now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
I actually looked that up yesterday just because anytime I hear a song, I always love to see what they do with it live.
Right.
So I looked up that song live. They literally start with like a native dance. This dude comes out in like full native garb and does, you know, like they literally have the drum going don 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 don. I'm like, are you guys playing into a stereotype? Are you guys like what's going on?
Wow.
But then he like puts on a guitar and don 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 don.
And just like in original fashion, Disney whitewashed it.
Yeah. Have you seen because that song I got hooked on with F is for Family? It's Bill Burr's, dude. That show is wild.
I've seen a couple of episodes because I started watching it and I was just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I know family dynamic. Like I have friends who had family dynamics like that. And I was just
Dad's just always pissed.
Yeah, just always on 10. And I was just like, what is wrong with you? And on the East Coast, you know, that's way more prevalent because most people are are just that high every time for like small little things. But like a building even burning, I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. Time to go.
I think it was Bill Burr said it, is like there's something about having to sweep your driveway of snow and ice, you know, so many times. Like it turns you into like this bitter, just like, oh man, what the fucking man, like always pissed off.
Everybody loves snow until you got to be in it.
Yeah,
like it's not like when we were kids anymore. Because when we go outside, oh, it's a snowball fight. It's fun.
Yep. But imagine like back in the 70s when like you didn't have like snow blowers prevalent. You had to do that shit by hand and everything.
I still do.
Do you?
Yeah. Nice. Well, I don't have enough property to have a snowblower, so my shovel works just fine. We're working on it.
How is the snow today?
Oh, well, it's not snowing any extra, but
yeah,
roads are still pretty shit.
It's like when I sent you, like, so I was confirmed yesterday, and then it snowed. I'm like, fuck, are we about to fuck up the schedule and everything?
No, I got 4-wheel drive. I'm all right.
There you go.
I'm all right. I'm actually going up in the mountains tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, going to Cripple Creek, trying to win me some money.
Oh, okay. So if it snows again, people pull out. I'm going to call you and be like, hey.
Oh, last resort? Yeah. A last resort guest. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, for 2 weeks, I wasn't able to find anybody. I was thinking like, ooh, maybe I'll do the Bill Burr thing. It'd be fucking terrible.
Nah. You're gonna have to try it eventually. Yeah, so, you know.
But like me looking into my camera, could you imagine me just sitting here and fucking talking into a camera?
Well, you don't have to stare at it like it's a sport.
I would use a teleprompter. They already have the teleprompter loaded up.
Right.
So.
I mean, that could work. That could work. I mean, you can still make it like really smooth and just have conversations. That's why those segments and you have topics to talk about and then just rant about them.
Yeah. Possibility.
Get some, you know, actual structured points about it. Maybe do an online poll for things.
The only thing I would like is the structure. Is like having to deal with people with ADHD, because there's times like I want to get the conversation to go here, but because comedians are always ADHD,
for sure,
it's immediately going off this way. I think that's the only thing I would appreciate with a solo podcast is the structure.
Sure. Yeah, comedians are definitely ADHD. I don't know how many times I looked over here knowing that there's no,
I want to put a monitor on top of that, so like when people want to look into the camera, because like they always want to look. You're pretty lucky right now with the sunglasses.
I can look right there, and then they don't know.
But they always look at themselves at the TV.
Yeah, so they're just like,
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, pay attention to the person you're talking to. Forget the cameras.
Are you familiar with Led Zeppelin?
Yeah.
At all?
Yeah. I actually, it's funny. I used to be a drummer.
Oh, okay. So you probably love John Bonham. Are you familiar with how the song remains the same? The song, the actual documentary they did. Are you familiar how like that actually came to be? So that was actually a production issue. So they did a show in '72 at Madison Square Garden. Everything was reel-to-reel recording.
Oh, okay.
So Led Zeppelin was known for doing like really long takes of song. Like Dazed and Confused is a 6-minute song on the record. It's a 35-minute song. Like they go crazy. They found out when they brought all of this footage in that when they did like the, you know, with Dazed and Confused, they do the bow thing. All of the cameramen had to reset the reels. So they have the audio because it came off the soundboard, but all of the concert footage, nobody had anything because they all changed out at the same time. Dang. So in '75, when they started like producing everything, that's where the music video aspect of it came from. It's like, all right, we'll continue playing the music, but like we got to start doing stuff to fill the visuals. And that's how the song Remains the Same actually was built.
Oh.
It's because they had they had legitimate stoned out drunk dudes doing like the video recording. They're like, fuck. They all fucked up at the same time.
That's crazy. That takes talent. That takes talent. I didn't even know that.
And that's basically how I feel like I'm going to have to do. Is like, if I can't get people to show up, like what's my song Remains the Same? Like, how am I going to fill this shit out? Because I can't be going numerous weeks without guests.
Hey, you may not another music thing you may not have known. Do you remember the Mexican American singer Selena?
Yes.
Right. You remember how she died?
Shot by her
Manager or something like that, or a friend or something.
fan club manager. I think it was,
something like that. Her name was like Yolanda.
Mhm.
Anyway, so she's still in.
She's still in jail?
Yeah, she's still in jail, and she actually is fighting for parole because she says that they have a bounty on her head inside the prison. I'm like, bitch, there's like 50 million on the outside.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
If we catch you slipping, it's over.
Yeah, she didn't have a long career at all, and
No.
like
She
that
was-
chick ended it. Like, there's a lot of people that want to fucking kill that chick.
23.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. Think about us in our 30s. We're like, yeah.
It
When
is
is it over?
So yeah. Can we wrap this shit?
Can we
up?
wrap this shit up, please?
I hate seeing when people. How old was she? 23 years old.
Ooh,
Good
boy knows.
God, dude.
Boy knows. That's because she's fine.
Yeah. If she was ugly, couldn't sing. Like,
Yeah, yo. For real, I couldn't tell you when Lizzo's birthday is, but just couldn't.
23. Dude.
I know when Beyonce's birthday is. Now that I think about it,
I couldn't imagine that 15 years ago, just dead.
right? Wild.
Like all the significant things I've done in my life since 23 would have not happened. Like it's so even seeing like somebody just recently died at like 35. I forget who it was. Like holy shit, man! I cannot imagine.
Couldn't imagine.
If I can't get into my 50s, I'll consider myself dying in my youth, basically.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the goal should be able to hit 50.
at least.
At least 50.
Because then it's like, oh, he's taken too early, like kind of thing.
Right.
Like you die in your 20s and your 30s, you're like, oh,
That's
that's
like, you didn't.
tragic.
Yeah. But then you're like, well, life. You know, this shit is hard. like your 20s are dope and hard at the same time.
Let's think. This is like when you look back, your 20s are just such a shit show. Is you're trying to figure out who you are.
There's nothing right.
You don't have the right resources. Like I'm at 38. And I'm starting to feel like, okay, now I know where I'm kind of pointing this fucking shit show.
Right.
But yeah, 23.
I had no clue.
How many albums did she have out at that point?
I don't even know how many albums she has total. I just know the songs I like.
Discography.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because solo albums are damn.
So six
She
albums
was-
at 23.
Yeah,
Holy
she was
fuck.
dropping. I mean, she
Wow.
has 6 albums. I mean, as a group with her brothers,
Mm,
and then just 5 by herself. That's crazy.
that's crazy as fuck.
She did a lot. I mean, but she did start as a kid too. So there's that. But
That's the crazy thing with the 27 Club is like you have people that came in, changed music, and then they were dead at 27. Like, look at Hendrix.
oh
like,
yeah,
that guy had 4 albums, 5 albums. It completely changed the trajectory of rock and the guitar itself. Like, I don't think you really have Van Halen. You don't have some really crazy guitars without like Hendrix like involved there. That's fucking insane, dude. Janis Joplin, same
right.
thing.
It was a different time back then, especially because even from then you didn't live as long.
No.
So now, even with the music aspect, and you can start seeing the sections of ages groups in music now.
Yeah.
It's crazy because back then it all sounded like young teenage music
Yeah.
or like old Frank Sinatra. Like there was no in between, right? Like
Yeah.
you were either Motley Crue or listening to Donna Summer or something. You're still stuck in your old 60s ways. Like there was no in between.
Yeah.
You were either radical or not.
It's so crazy how like diverse, like compared to the 60s. Because yeah, it was rock, a little bit of R&B, and like country, I guess.
Yeah, country, soul.
But then like you look at like the 80s and the 90s, like how stuff splintered out so much.
Yeah.
Like just rock itself. You have your hair metal, you got your hard rock, you got all this stuff. Hip hop started splitting off in the 80s and the 90s. You get your gangster rap, hip hop, R&B. Like there's so much shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Yeah, so now there's so much you can do in between.
Yeah.
And that's why I think like music is way more subjective now.
Yeah, for sure.
And
That's
like
crazy.
everybody was on coke in the 80s, so it's just like if it sounded good, you were dancing to it. Like,
See, I don't like the synthesizers of the 80s. Like, I love the 70s because you still had a little bit of like, guitar and all that stuff. We get into like, because like, look at Panama and Jump from like Van Halen. Just all that shitty synth. Ugh.
the shit that they play at ice hockey. Right, like they play those. That's what they play like the '90s movies when they're in the mall.
I miss malls.
Yeah, I miss mall music.
You know, I can't go to the mall right now.
Okay, explain.
So the
restraining order.
It's the military. It's blacklisted.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Citadel is blacklisted.
Citadel. Yeah, Citadel. Yeah. Banned from it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Y'all can go to a lot of different places, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But they're not wrong.
Like, I would love to go into a Hot Topic right now. Well, a '90s Hot Topic.
Right.
These days, like, oh cool, more anime merchandise that isn't in Spencer's. Like,
Yeah, it's just that's all it is. It's just anime merch up front and then porn in the back.
yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, in anime, they're synonymous. Why not?
Yeah.
So
See,
it
I'm not
works.
an anime fan, so like when I'm walking in there, I'm like, okay, that's not even a corner I'm going to go into. The rest of
You
it's
start
like,
getting it into it.
but
But then again, you can't sit still for too long.
no, that's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I would love to get into like Peaky Blinders and shit, but like, I was trying to watch Ozark for a second or third time. I just couldn't do it. I got like halfway through the second season. I'm like, I got to do something with my fucking life.
You felt like you were failing as a person?
What's it is I used to love playing Call of Duty.
Oh,
like, especially like Warzone.
Yeah.
I'd spend hours on that shit.
I just stopped playing it.
Yeah.
I like recently just stopped. Not even like stopped like cold turkey, but it just was like now that I think about it, I'm like, nah.
Parenting changes a lot of shit, so.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she's cool. Like she'll, I can always hold her in my arms and play video games. She'll normally sit still
Hell yeah.
for that.
How old is she?
She's 3 months.
Oh yeah, she's still like a sandbag that
Yeah.
cries. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she moves now. She's starting to figure out the force to,
Ooh.
turn
So you
her
get
head and
dangerous.
stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's already clocked me in the chin.
Oh hell yeah. Well, I'm saying dangerous of like mobility.
Oh, yeah.
Once they start digging into stuff, you're like,
Oh,
nah,
for
fuck.
sure.
Like, hey, that's a knife.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I got everything. It's a good thing I'm tall because I was like, I got everything where she can't reach.
Yeah, everything's on top of the fridge.
Yeah. I still have the baby-proof mouse, though, because I'm like, look, if you fall coming into this living room and you crack my coffee table,
Ooh.
because it's sharp. It's like really, really, really sharp edge. So I'm like,
Shit. Well, I love
we're going to have to go to a
this,
round table because.
nothing to like clink into.
Yeah.
When my son was still here with my ex-wife, we actually got like a rail system that fits at the top there. Because imagine him falling down those stairs.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a trip.
Right. Oh, yeah. Especially in my house, too, because right at the end of the steps, there's always a door or a wall.
Yeah.
You have to turn each time.
Fuck.
Because I live in a townhome, so you only have so much space.
Yeah.
But right when you hit the bottom of the steps, it's a wall. I can't tell you how many times I've done that drunk. Like, just completely plastered.
But at least you have the wherewithal to put your hands out most of the time.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
kids are just like, all right, head first and fucking everything. Like,
they just go into it like, all right. They don't care. I was like, yeah, I can't ever follow.
no. Fuck, dude. What's your social media? We're gonna wrap this thing up. We're at
my social media. All of my social media is I am Jay Breeze. That is IAMJAYBREEZE.
There we go. It was good seeing you, man. It's been 3-4 months now. So
Yeah, because you don't come out, you don't call, you don't write.
I know. I'm turning into a ghost.
Right.
I need to get back out there because I think people are be like, nah, fuck that guy's podcast.
I mean, well, you also got to keep your ear to the ground, and you know who's hot, who's coming up.
Yeah.
You get to meet some, because I met some newer open micers now too. Just coming back out doing the open mics.
Nice.
And I'm not really too far off outside of just doing shows, but now that I'm actually going to different mics, and couple like in a night, makes sense. And I started meeting people, and there's actually. She's probably going, hey, I'm not going to say her name, but
fuck it, we'll bring her on.
yeah, she needs some more. She is doing comedy though. She's been doing it for like maybe 4 or 5 months, right?
Okay.
Turns out I'm her landlord, dog. Really? I was like, oh shit, I know you.
Damn.
Where's my rent money? Like that's every time I see you get paid at a comedy show, I'm be like the Gross Sisters from the Proud Family.
Yeah. You know what though? 4 months though. Like I did Luke Stam's first podcast.
Oh, nice.
This was back in 2020.
Oh, did you? I was about to say, did you catch him while he was out here?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Like,
I did
I mean-
2 or 3 episodes with him before he moved. Oh, you talking about when he came back?
Yeah, to visit?
I wish. Luke, call me.
See, this is shout out to Luke Stam.
Like I
For
said,
holding his ground,
I was
man.
talking to
That's
him month 4, month 5, I think, like literally in the middle of COVID. I was like, dude, this dude's kind of out of his mind, but whatever.
Oh
Like,
yeah, we no, like, to be honest, we thought he was a lunatic. It was hilarious because it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny, but we didn't know how that was gonna work in like mainstream comedy, right? We was like, yo, if you really want to make it,
But you have the
gotta learn
growth
how
of
to do-
Kill Tony, and
Yeah.
like he's a perfect fit for that.
Yeah.
so.
Oh, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Good shit, Luke. That was dope. That was dope. I was like, yeah.
I gotta make sure he comes through this next time.
That'd
so.
be smart. That'd be smart. Yeah. Cause when he came through, everybody was like, yo, I got a show.
Yeah.
And he was on everything. I was like, damn, Luke, you're moving around.
It probably looked like a New York scene for him, just swinging
Mm-hmm.
from one show to the next. He probably did like 6 shows in one night.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past him. Because every time I saw him, I just saw his face on another flyer.
No, he was on every poster that week, dude. It
Yeah.
was bonkers.
But that's good though. That shows that like your community that you came from and your scene will still give you that love and support when you come back.
Well, I think it's because he took the Luke Stam that we know,
Yeah.
and he took it over there. He
Right.
didn't change or anything. Like, all right, it's still Luke Stam.
Yeah.
Like, still a cool dude.
Yeah.
And he's looking healthy and sober and shit, too.
Yeah, because he's not drinking and not eating hot dogs off the floor. I got that video somewhere, man. Luke was always the life of the party, man. He's dope. He's dope. He does some wild shit, but that's something that we'll remember forever, dog. He's dope.
He's comfortable being a crazy savage.
Oh hell yeah, for sure. Yeah, the liquor didn't change nothing either. He still does it. That's what I love about it. It's my boy Luke.
Luke, hit us up.
Yeah, for sure. I think I might just have to be a co-host here, just randomly once a month.
You know what? I'm trying to find somebody to host with again. Is
right.
having to hit up people like,
Right.
hey, can you come on? Like it's that's what's starting to get annoying about doing the show.
But
Is just not knowing who's going to come out.
right, and that's why you got to be out in the streets.
That's right.
Start figuring something, especially getting like because I mean you did really good with Ashton. I mean had Leslie Ack on here again.
Yep.
You had Nikki come out.
Yep.
You know, so
Had some killer people, dude.
yeah.
It's just
Taheem
I'm
was
getting
on
tired
here,
of-
Taylor Duggar.
I got Taheem, I think, in February.
Nice. Oh, Black History.
Yeah.
You get.
I didn't do that purposely. I will literally show you guys the screen. He's the one that brought that up.
Oh yeah, I will let him have that one because he's always
If you want to come out in February, I'll just do.
just get all the Black Springs comics. There's only 3 of us at this point.
Yeah, Leslie, Taheem, yourself.
Does Joe Cruz
Brian
count?
Sullivan's out of the scene already. isn't
He lives in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Everybody done left us. Trenton Cotton done left.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm.
They be your own people.
They're like, enough of this honky shit. Time to
Right.
get the
We
fuck
gotta
outta
go.
here.
I don't blame them though. I don't blame them. Shout outs to them for getting their stuff going.
Yeah.
You know.
If you have it, man, fucking
Yeah.
bounce out of town,
Mhm.
dude.
Oh, for sure.
So
For sure.
I'm just waiting. There's a couple other names. I'm like, I know you'll do better out of this town. Like move up to Denver or like what have you. So
Yeah, but I think it's also about access too, as far as like
Yeah.
where you live. Because if you can make it in your town, then you're good. But
I mean, once you jump up to that big pond, like you're just another face.
Mhm.
Like you might excel here,
right,
but who knows like what you're gonna do against.
and that's why I plan on recording and stuff, just to see if I can tap into different states or whatever, and
Yeah.
see how that works, just to build that
Go on
comedy
tour.
up. Yeah, right. I would love to like deck out a bus and just do a podcast on the bus and just once a month go to a different state and do an open mic or something or a
Yeah.
show.
Bus is pretty expensive though.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I make sure. Look, we got OnlyFans, Patreon.
Hell yeah.
We got everything.
I was trying to do
We
OnlyFans,
sell-
but
And
so here's the thing with OnlyFans is I can put the podcast on there, but every single person that's on the podcast, I have to get their driver's license, like the picture and all that stuff.
yeah,
I don't know how many comedians are
They're
going to be
gonna do that.
comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you even have to pose with your like driver's license and shit.
now if they already have their own account set up that way, then it's just a boom boom.
So that week's easy enough. I literally just use the handle.
Yeah,
But like,
but if they're not,
yeah,
I can't do OnlyFans. My mom's still alive, and she kind of she does still know how to work the internet. So I was like,
I'm
Yeah.
curious if like I started doing like sexual stuff on OnlyFans, like my parents would be like, "What the fuck?" Like, I feel like I have enough of a gap between my parents.
yeah, but
where
if you do it well enough to buy them a Bentley, I think they'll just kind of go on.
Bentley's an expensive ass car,
Exactly.
dude.
You like-
I don't know if I'm ever gonna make that.
But
kind
hey,
of
mom,
money.
you're gonna see some heinous shit. But look, a Lambo, and it's for you.
I would like to buy a Lambo.
Oh,
so.
so would I.
Alrighty, so Oak Grove Podcast on OnlyFans.
Right. Go check us out.
Alrighty, exactly. We'll do that next week.
We got blue epoxy.
Yeah, exactly. Blue epoxy and come. On that note, I will see you guys next week. Have fun. Bye.